Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's buried in his eye. Well, he gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quick Bang. I'm Matty. This is talk about Hibs staying undefeated, staying the top end of the league, staying above their city rivals after drawing 0-0 at Tynecastle. Ray, you're first up today. What did you think of the game?
It was all right actually. It wasn't too bad as a game of football. It was 100 mile an hour, and, you know, it was exciting enough. But I felt that there was periods of the game we were holding on, and then I kind of looked and I thought, well, no, in the second half we'd set ourselves up to play a counter-attacking game. Certainly in the second half, we decided we'd change things around so as we could get McGuinness further forward and get him onto the ball. And I thought that we were quite happy to sit in there and let them come at us, which, as if you're viewing from outside looking in, it's, you know, you're sort of going, oh, Hearts have got all the possession. That's fine. I'm quite happy with that as long as we're controlling it. And we seem to do that with the back four. And saying that, fantastic from Matt Macy, great saves. Craig Gordon as well. I think if you look at the stats, I think the shots on target, I think we had slightly more shots on target than them. They had more possession. There wasn't much between that, and I would say certainly in the second half, we'd set ourselves up to counter-attack, so allowed them more possession anyway. You know, from about 80 minutes on, I'm going, I'll take a draw here. Quite happy with this. And then I thought, Christ, we're going to nick this. We're going to, you know, we're the better team for a wee while. Hey, 0-0. We're still in the league, as you say. I think we are.
I think we are. Still unbeaten as well.
And the other one that came in there was, what was it? Never been in the top four for about 400 years or something.
So 43 matches, Jack Ross said, no at the top four.
Yeah.
Which is some going. It's quite an impressive stat as well.
It is. It is a very impressive stat. There's no one that I would have known right enough, but it is a very impressive stat.
Nice one. Kaiser, what about you? What was your take on the game, mate?
I think overall it's a good point. I think everyone's seen it. After 15 minutes, Hearts started to really come into the game, and I think what they done was they used their wing backs and just absolutely fucking flooded the midfield. Stopped Hibs from playing, pulled players out of position. I thought it was good to see Cadden back. Really good to see him. I thought he had a no bad game. I think there's a bit of a worry there with Scott. When he was off the ball, I don't know if he knew where the fuck he was sometimes. Him out of possession, it was scary to watch. And I think there's maybe a question to get asked is how do we fit him, Nisbet and Boyle into kind of that type of formation. And I think obviously try to sort that out by bringing Gogic on, which I know there was a lot of negativity. Gogic hasn't been brilliant, but I thought that was exactly the player that game needed. I think it needed Gogic to come in and break it down, and we got a couple of bonus shots to add to the boot and all. So no, overall I think it was a good point. Matt Macy, just to shout him out, what a phenomenal keeper he is. And I think I said it before on Quick Bang that he's going to be the difference to us winning and losing games, and he's going to kind of keep us at the top half of the table because he's just phenomenal for the size of him, his reaction speed. It's incredible. I thought defensively as well, the day we were brilliant. Obviously, Poch's had a couple of slip-ups and that, but Hearts did come at us for a good period of time, and the only reason that I got any goals is because of the jobs that the defenders done and the jobs that the goalkeepers done. But overall, I think it was a good point for the Hibs.
Nice one. John, Rocky, loving that picture in the background there. That's quality. Well, what did you make of the game? I had the strip as well, by the way.
Wearing class today. I thought it was all right. I just feel that Nisbet's been a wee bit poor the day. I think without Christian Deutsch, you don't get to see the same player that Nisbet can be when the two of them are in the same team together. We thought we did well. We created chances. I think what I would have done is put Scott up front a little bit and put Boyle behind day two and let him run that area. You say let him do what he does best, get crosses in, take shots. Again, Matt Macy was superb. Defence was good since Hanlon came back in. Really enjoyed it. They had a bit of possession, but seemed to cope a bit more. So quite impressed. Just I think up front we were just a wee bit lacking, a wee bit poor today.
We certainly had chances, eh, Stephen? What was first of all, welcome to the show, Stephen. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what's been said already. I'm not leading up to the game. I was a bit worried with the news that McGuinness and Jake Doyle-Hayes were likely to out. Obviously, McGuinness played, so that was a bit of a worry. And then the superstar signing of Barry Mackay, and then the way they announced it as well, I was a wee bit worried about that. But despite the saves that Macy's made, I don't really think there's many that, other than maybe the Gary Mackay-Stephen one, there's nothing that you wouldn't expect him to save. That's not downplaying his performance. He did play really well. But I just felt the formation didn't quite suit what suits us best, and I think it was maybe a reaction to how they might play. And I felt they had a bit too much space in midfield. They always seemed to have a spare man, and then at corners they looked dangerous. I think the first half, 4 out of 5 corners, they threatened us each and every time. Our corners, we didn't really do anything with them. But I think in the end, either team could have won it, but no team really deserved to win it. I've already had a few friends message me saying Hearts dominated the game. I don't know what game they were watching. They might have had more of the ball. I don't think they dominated the game by any stretch of the imagination at all. I'm the same as the other guys on Scott. I don't really know if he was the best player for that position. And to get Hoyd off at half time without apparently being injured, it does question if Jack Ross thinks that's his position as well. But second half, the last knockers of the game, when we changed the formation a wee bit, I thought we looked the team that was most likely to score. And the one from McGuinness, I think if he doesn't hit it at the ground, I think it will go in. But that said, yeah, pre-match I probably have taken a point based on the lineup, and obviously Doyle-Hayes been out. Nisbet as well, just you know the quality's there, but he just seems to be sort of maybe playing his head down a wee bit. It was a bit in the second half when he lost the ball in the corner. I don't even think he chased it back. So if he can get his confidence back up, he'll still get his 15, 20 goals a season, I think. But overall, probably take the point. But disappointing maybe didn't do a wee bit more to win it.
I agree with all of that. Jamie, you joined us for the pub, mate. What did you think of the game?
I'm joining for the pub. So I actually thought Hibs played really well. I thought we defended well. We were decent going forward. I was looking at the stats just after half time, and it looked like Hearts were battering us. And I was like, I can't understand where these stats are coming from. Obviously, you're taking that for that. But when half time came and they were bringing on Goggins for James Scott, I just thought it was a weird substitution because we were defending really well. I couldn't get my head around it. But I think Scott Allen's finished. For whatever reason, Jack Ross has in his head. I just think, I don't know in what game he's seeing that you don't think that Scotland's going to make an impact on the game, because we were defending for heavy parts of the second half and we needed to get forward. To bring Gogic when we were already defending well. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I thought Hibs were decent today. Craig Gordon kept him in it, as did Matt Matey save for us, but I'm not complaining. I thought Hibs were actually decent today. I didn't think they were overly good. Ken, I'm happy with the performance. I'm gutted we didn't win, but I cannot for the life of me understand why Jack Ross doesn't rate Scott Allen. But I'll trust him. He's the manager at the end of the day. He sees things I don't. I just didn't get it.
Fair enough. Raymond, your hand up there. You want to come in?
It's just to say to Jamie, my thoughts on that are that he doesn't work hard enough. That's as simple as that, as far as Jack Ross is concerned. Scott Allen's, as far as Jack Ross is concerned, I suspect he thinks he's a luxury player that he can bring on to maybe make that killer pass if you're toiling in a game or if you're well in front of a game. It's not one to come into a game like that today, where I think Gogic was actually the player for today to get in that midfield and just cause a bit of havoc in the middle and break up their play, which is exactly what he did, and it allowed McGuinness to get forward. So that worked for that point of view. We were always going to, well, not always going to, but we did play a counter-attacking game in the second half. Scott Allen's no your man for that.
That's a fair point. Kaiser, what did you think of Chris Cadden's performance? He came back into the team today. How do you think he did?
I think he didn't look like he's been out, and I think that's what I was worried about before the game. I wasn't sure how. I didn't know when I seen the lineup. I wasn't sure if they were going to play Cadden out of position or Boyle. Question for me is if was that the right thing to do, because Boyle was obviously, I think the main reason for the formation change as well was to get Boyle on the bomber. But sorry, going back to Cadden, I thought he was brilliant. He didn't look out of place today, and I thought he had a really good performance. He did, I'm not going to say strolled the game, but he just looks match sharp. He looks like he's ready to go, and it's good to see that he's come back, and we've got that kind of we're starting to get a bit of, I know the day with the bench, we are starting to get a bit of squad depth and a bit of strength in the squad. We've got players out. Jake Doyle-Hayes in that, I think with Big Style missed him, but it was good to see Cadden back today, and he put a good performance in, so it's an encouraging sign. A
good versatility. They could move into the midfield as well. Can you moved about throughout the game? Jamie, you got your hand up there, mate. You want to come in?
I just wanted to come back on what Raymond was saying. I thought I was on mute when he was actually talking, but I wasn't. So I understand fully the fact that what you're saying about Scott Allan, but as I was saying, you were basically implementing saying Goggins was coming on to kind of show some kind of midfield. Did that work? Because Hearts were still on top of us to the end of the first half, into the second half for quite a long period of time. It didn't work. What I was basically alluding to was if Scott Allan had come on and we were trying to play on the front foot, that's defending for the front. And I think we could have been a much more an attacking force instead of trying to counter it all the time. I actually thought Hearts were there for the taking, but they did have the better of the chances. I just thought Goggins was the wrong move. I'm not saying he had a bad game or whether he was shite or anything like that. I just thought it was the wrong decision because I thought the defence in the midfield had actually wrapped up defensively. Joe Newell, for me, was Rolls Royce today, but his final passing was shite. But he was absolutely, he won the ball back how many times? His final ball was like frustrating to try and move it forward. But we've got in good positions, but he was excellent. Again, that's a kind of oxymoron, but I just thought it was one of the games.
John, coming to you, what did you think of Joe Newell's performance today?
He was all right. He didn't really impress me as much. He did all right, but he gave away like a stupid free kick. I was like, that could have cost us a goal. Again, he's passing and that just final pass was just a bit. I wasn't really impressed with him today. But hopefully, again, it's his first game back. We've been out, so hopefully, come after a couple of games, we'll be back to his normal self and start seeing the real Joe Newell again.
What about everybody else? Stephen, Ray, what did you think of Newell?
It's a tough one when he's obviously been out for a game or two, but I think you do see a difference when he isn't in the team. So from that point of view alone, he probably merits to start in place. Yeah, I agree with the one about the foul in the second half. Like I said earlier, they look dangerous from set pieces, which you would expect with a typically big and strong Hearts team. And it's maybe a bit naive to give away a decision like that. But I think once he is fully match fit again, he will, as somebody said earlier, a Rolls Royce player. The final pass will start to come. Tynecastle was quite a small pitch as well, so to find space in a small pitch is a lot more difficult than it is at Easter Road. So yeah, once he's back, really match sharp and match fit, I think he'll start to really stand out amongst the rest of the players again.
Ray, rather than talk about Joe Newell, Jack Ross gets a bit of stick for not necessarily turning up in the big games. Today was a big game. How would you assess Jack Ross's performance?
He adapted the team well. He moved things around, changed things accordingly. You could argue, as Jamie has said, that possibly exclusion of Scott Allan over Gorgic. Personally, I think which was the better option, but I thought he did all right. If there was one point I could possibly pick, it's when they would press us and force our keeper, force Macy into playing a long ball out instead of us playing from the back. They'd win every second ball. They'd win every one, and it came straight back into possession for Hearts and kept us under pressure. So that's where we miss Big Doidge. So he's that out in those situations, So that's not something you're going to get so much from Nisbet. That ability to go up and sort of give their centre halves a hard time physically. Strangely enough, I was sort of looking at their boy Liam, I've forgotten his the Irish lad, and I felt that if you could put him up front for Hibs instead of Scott, if you know what I mean. That's ideal foil for Nisbet because he goes and batters himself about and wins the ball and knocks it the same way Deutsch does.
Liam Boyce. So you're looking for
Boyce, yeah.
I thought his battle with Porteous was good today. I think Porteous did
It
pretty
was,
well
aye.
overall.
I would call it a draw. Actually, I don't think either have got any. I suppose you could say that the defenders won because he's no scored, but yeah, they were both good. They were both good. I felt the other boy, I mentioned it earlier. I've forgotten his name now. The guy who got man of the match. Hardly a surprise. Was the big number 6 for Hearts. He was excellent. He was really good. I was really impressed with him.
Sorry.
No, on you go.
I was just saying, Porteous, as every game goes on, Porteous is getting better and better. He still makes the odd silly wee thing, but he's actually getting better and better in every game. I'm really starting to get really impressed with him more. He's starting to turn into a really good defender. And having Hanlon back again today, it made a difference. He felt a bit more.
Hanlon makes a massive difference to Porteous.
Aye. Well, it looks a lot more assured. Jamie, you got your hand up, mate.
I just wanted to say that Porteous' foot was excellent today. But he had a couple of nightmare jumping in challenges in the first half, which could have cost us. But aside from that, he was dead assured. And I'll go to Liam Boyce. I thought he was a diving bastard today. He just was throwing himself all over the fucking park. And but I just thought Porteous Hanlon. But I thought, welcome back, Paul Hanlon. Absolutely outstanding. I just thought he managed the game well and does manage Porteous. But I thought Porteous, a couple of challenges in the first half, said, did he dive in? But he definitely was assured, won everything in there. Everything.
Aye. There was the one on Mackay Stephen, wasn't it? Like the first half where he goes to shoulder charge Mackay Stephen and just misses him fucking completely, and that nearly cost us. But other than that, I thought Porteous was pretty solid. On you go, Raymond.
Yeah, so
I was about to use that as an example. It really is just a case of sometimes he just needs to just play a simple ball. Sometimes that's the really crap stuff, the hoofing it out the stand. It's just getting rid of clearing your lines. And he got involved in that little. It's not even an altercation. It was just a completely misjudged the situation. He was trying to be a smart arse, and he got made a fool of.
I think he wants.
We've all been there.
I think Porteous he just wants to hit a jambo. He just wants to go on and just give full pelt to the jambos. I think he wants to kind of have one over them.
Aye. So I'm pretty much out of time for today. So 0-0. Stay top of the league, stay ahead of Hearts. Anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I think. No, thank you.
Done, you can thank you. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday with Longbangers. We'll talk about the game in a bit more depth. We've got tickets available for Short Bangers Live on the 15th of October. Check out our Twitter for details of that. We'd love to see you there. Still a handful of tickets left, but they're going quick, so don't delay. Other than that, thanks for tuning in.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.